Maybe this is my fault. I think I may have to start wearing less revealing clothes. No!
Whoa! How did we get to this result?
Hello and welcome back to Bookend Gaming.
Hi.
It's Otaku Tuesday.
Hooray!
Once again, we're finally back.
Finally!
Segmas is over.
I'm as excited as you guys.
Y'all can calm down.
I remembered what happened, and I've been waiting to get back to our poor little
I sort of remember.
They were like all bashing on her for some reason.
Yeah.
So she's all sad.
I remember she ate sour powder.
Right. Which was not heroin.
Right. Unfortunately. So yes, we're back.
Yes.
Wait, we can't just start though, because we gotta just sit here and annoy people that we're not like playing yet. So how was your Christmas? It's the day after Christmas when we're recording this.
That's
by the
true.
way,
it was fine.
Yeah, same here. All right, good talk.
That was great.
Do it.
Let's move on.
It's been too long. Let's play.
Okay. What voice do I use? A certain bottle blonde has slowly taken her distance from the group, and our friendly chat. Her face grows increasingly gloomy. Was it spacebar to skip?
I don't remember.
Enter.
Oh my god, it's been too long.
Her usual energies vanished. Wonder if something's wrong.
Probably.
Nope, everything's okay. I can see beads of sweat forming on Michiru's forehead. Maybe her stomach's upset?
They gotta poop.
As she demonstrated just a few minutes ago, the girl isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah, keep ripping on her.
As she is an idiot, it wouldn't be surprising if she ate food off the ground and found herself in intestinal distress. Yes, I can easily imagine the girl stuffing her cheeks with unidentified berries she found on some bush.
She is a squirrel.
She is, yeah. I was going to say like a raccoon.
Yeah.
I take a good, careful look at Michiru. He just leans in 3 inches from her face. Are you an idiot? Herm! There's the first one.
Oh, that was
feels
quick.
good.
We're back.
Indeed. This is the face of someone who'd go scavenging in the trash cans once she got a little hungry. No, my mistake. She probably doesn't even have to be hungry first.
Probably too stupid to know what a trash can is.
I just can picture her plucking some tasty-looking, colorful mushroom off the ground and chowing down without a second thought. Idiots are such a handful. He's just like...
Yeah, I can't wait for you to fall in love with her. That's going to be real awkward.
Right.
Hey, what are you staring at me for?
Perhaps she wandered down to the beach, spotted a crab, chased after it while drooling, then found herself under attack from a jealous... macaque?
Macaw?
Macaw, that's what I thought.
But that's a W. Yeah.
Macaque, coveting the same prize. Honestly, does this woman have no sense whatsoever when it comes to her hunting and gathering? Just entering a wild monkey's territory is dangerous. What kind of fool goes so far as to try to steal their prey?
It's a monkey.
Oh, sure. Come to think of it, crab-eating macaques. I'm probably not pronouncing that even remotely correctly. Macaque. I think it's...
Suck macaque.
Macaque. Don't even live in Japan. Did this girl wander all the way to Southeast Asia in search of something tasty to stick in her craw? This is just too much. I have to say something. Yes, just say something instead of coming up with 50 different theories 3 inches from her face.
Well, it's comedy.
It's gold.
Hey, what is it? You're kind of scaring me. Hello? Earth to Yuuji. Oh my
Jesus
god.
We rip off her shirt.
Where are those crabs?
Is the crab in here? I abruptly jump up off the sofa and drop my hands on Michiru's shoulders. Everyone flinches in surprise, but I pay no mind to their stares. I keep my gaze firmly focused on Michiru as I speak. It's amoebic dysentery, I'm sure of it.
Huh?
Don't worry, I have some experience with this. Trust me, I'm a doctor. You were bitten by a crab-eating macaque, right?
My boy's wicked smart. Suck macaque. What's a crabby tin macaque?
Okay, I'm probably close.
All right, yeah. If only she said things right.
Try to learn from this experience. Stop scavenging for food for the time being. Don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing you for the thought. After all, procuring food from your environment is the most crucial and fundamental of survival skills. I'm very proud of you for trying, okay?
What?
I don't like you anymore. That said, your particular
She's a shy
actions,
guy now.
in this case, were mistaken. You acted rashly out of ignorance, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. I'll make sure this doesn't happen again, and... I sharply turned to face the rest of the group and raised my voice to a harsh shout. Let me just warn the rest of you right now. You don't have any right to look down on Michiru just because she's caught amoebic dysentery. This could have happened to any one of you.
You all should be diseased.
We're going to learn from this mistake. You're all going to know what plants are edible, which are poisonous, and how to avoid savage monkeys. I don't want you crying to me for help when the Japanese islands are covered in jungle.
What?
All right, then. First things first. So is this one of the moments where he's being funny or serious?
Yeah, he's trying to be funny.
I'll be accompanying Michiru for the moment. Come on, we're going to the bathroom. I need to get a look to confirm my diagnosis.
Let's go play doctor. Wait just a second, you. A look at what? What are you even talking about? Krabby tins? Scavenging for food? I'm completely lost.
You were scavenging for food, right? Hence the infection?
Of course I wasn't. Don't just decide stuff like that without even asking.
That's what I do. I pick 5 scenarios in my mind and go with the most rational one.
Right.
Then what's with the sweating? Your face is pasty and you've got nasty beads of perspiration on your forehead. You sure don't look healthy to me.
And you stink.
Amane, watching Michiru and me with concern, enters the conversation.
What's with all this talk about jungles and crabs? Is Michiru all right?
Yeah, she's got the crabs. From macaques.
She's got the jungle crabs.
Not in the least. She's suffering from brutal diarrhea.
I said that's not it, okay? But now that he mentions it, you don't look so hot all of a sudden. Are you feeling okay? I'm perfectly fine. It's nothing at all, got it?
Even if you don't have dysentery, we need to properly identify the problem. Whatever infectious disease you've caught, we'll need to take the appropriate countermeasures. Understood?
I'm gonna need to look at your butt. Ugh, I'm telling you, I'm not.
Whoa. Chiru, does your tummy hurt? Are you okay?
Michiru-sama, please let me take you to the infirmary.
Not necessary, Sachi. There's a possibility she's still infectious. I probably have more experience dealing with this sort of thing than you.
I don't know, Sachi knows how to do everything.
Understood. In that case, I will leave her in your capable hands.
I have to suck out the poison.
And then she does.
Come on, let's go!
Look, I'm telling you not to make such a big deal out of nothing. I hate it when people make a fuss about this sort of thing.
I know, you're tsundere. Listen, maggot. How many times do I have to tell you not to make light of dysentery? The small things are what get you. You change your socks regularly when you're in Vietnam, and you always treat diarrhea with the proper respect.
Now I'm picturing you as like an 80-year-old dude in like military fatigues.
Right.
Hanging out with a bunch of little girls.
I do not have dysentery. Jeez.
Herm, you're awfully stubborn. But anyway, this illness sure came out of nowhere. You looked fine until we started talking about best friends or whatever it was. The one that you're not.
I mean, the only other explanation is you're a loser. So you must be sick.
Ugh.
Michiru's face fills with pain and she clutches a hand to her chest. In the next moment, she's leaning heavily against the wall as if to keep herself from falling to the ground.
Oh, my stars.
What's wrong? Are you in pain?
Please, just let me rest. I'll be okay in a second.
Wait, is it your chest rather than your stomach?
Yuuji, please. Just for a second. I'm used to this.
Normally, chest pain is something we should be responding to immediately, but it seems this is a familiar occurrence, so for Michiru. She has the most information, so for the moment, I'll have to trust her judgment. All right, if you say so, but don't overdo it. If it feels worse than usual, let me know right away.
Fine. It's not like I want you to worry about me or anything. Got it?
You've got guts, young tsundere. Thumping herself lightly on the back, Michiru slowly settles her ragged breathing down. In time, the beads of sweat on her forehead disappear and the expression of pain on her face fades away. Probably because she just, like, downed straight sugar.
Right?
I see. I tend not to trust sick people when they tell me I'll be fine as a general rule. But I guess sometimes the person in question does know best.
I told you so. Just a little anemia, that's all. Nothing you need to worry about.
I don't think anemia typically causes chest pain.
Well, it does in my case. So even if you happen to see this again, I expect you to just ignore it, alright? Also, I don't really want the others to know about this, so you need to keep quiet about it.
Fine, I'll tell him you had diarrhea. If you've got a chronic illness, I think it'd be best if the people around you knew enough to react appropriately in an emergency. But if you're that opposed to the idea, we can write a memo and stick it on your forehead.
I'm telling you to keep quiet, so you're gonna keep quiet. Understood?
Herm, if you insist.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Herm?
Okay, let's go back.
Me too.
Hey, everybody. I've returned triumphant. It was just a little anemia. Nothing to worry about.
Didn't she not want to tell people?
Well, that was fast.
Huh. Back already? Glad to see you're looking
That's
bad.
me.
Damn it. They both start with M.
Huh?
No, they don't.
Back already? No, if
She
they
has
don't.
pink hair. I instantly think her name is Misha.
Right. Glad to see you're looking better.
It's been a while. Give me a break. She starts with M. It's all very confusing.
Yeah.
But of course, who do you think I am? Allow me to inform you. I'm the Tsundere King, Michiru-sama.
I was very worried for a moment.
Sachi, if you've got the time to be babbling about, why don't you get me something to drink instead? I'm super thirsty. I desire a natural mineral water immediately, if not sooner.
Certainly. I'll be just a moment.
Oh,
Ordering Sachin around the instant
Freaks
she
me out
comes
when they
back.
teleport.
They evolve.
Yeah.
I guess she really is back to normal.
She looks like she doesn't belong in the picture.
Get out of here.
A little anemia is not going to keep me down for long. Flip the reset switch and it's all good. All right then, let's get fired up again.
Were we talking about anything that exciting in the first place?
If we weren't, we are now. Full speed ahead.
Oh yeah, we were talking about how much we hate you.
Considering this level of energy, I guess I don't need to worry too much.
Once women get started with idle gossip in earnest, it won't end anytime soon. In accordance with that rule, the group's conversation stretches on endlessly. Finding a good moment, I slip away silently.
Just back into the bushes.
Yeah, just hide behind the couch. When I leave the dorm, I bump into Sakaki, a non-participant in the ongoing girl talk. She must not be a girl.
Oh my god.
Start the theories now. I know she's not the most sociable type, but even so, she's known the others longer than I have. She might have some sort of an answer for me. Hey Sakaki, just now Michiru got sick out of nowhere. Don't worry, it didn't turn out to be anything serious. Seemed like she was actually completely used to it. Have you seen something like that happen to her before?
No, not that I can recall. When I see her, she's always jumping around like an idiot.
Which means she's trying to hide it. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that.
What are you talking about? Does Matsushima-san have a disease of some sort?
No, I don't think so. Sorry for the weird question all of a sudden.
No, that's quite all right.
Incidentally, Sakaki, please don't mention what I said to anyone else. It seems Michiru doesn't want people worrying about her.
And her debilitating disease that she definitely doesn't have.
You're right.
I see. Well, I think everyone here wants their privacy. My lips are sealed.
Thanks. I'll see you later. Relationships are difficult things.
Forget this.
Too often, we hide ourselves out of consideration for others and dress up ugly reality with happy lies. Keep it up long enough, and the truth is left irreparably tangled with fiction. Everyone understands that the ideal relationship is based on straightforward honesty. But that straightforward road feels as circuitous as a maze once you once you take the first step. Our hearts are hidden from each other, regardless of our intentions.
Sounds like the lyrics to an anime outro.
That's true. As we stumble through the twists and turns of life, the most we can do is pray that we won't lose our way in one maze that we ourselves have created. but I think that might actually be the most difficult thing of all. If we could manage that much, every path would lie open to us. Ah, roll credits. It's the dormitory lobby. Oh no, it's the clouds.
You're outside, though.
It's very difficult to use your time off effectively. In particular, when you're in a profession like mine, your holidays tend to be irregular and come with many restrictions on how you can spend them.
Christmas is in July.
Is this the beach episode?
Oh my god.
It's hard to make plans ahead of time, and when you do, they'll be spoiled as often as not.
We haven't even had the Hot Springs episode yet.
Oh, is that first in this one?
It's gotta be.
As a result, I tend to use my free days. We haven't even been in the jacuzzi, or not the jacuzzi,
Right,
but
so
the
to say,
bathhouse.
the spa thing, yeah.
I tend to use my free days to catch up on sleep, get in extra exercise, and read books. Things that I can do without the need for any advanced planning or preparation. The major side effect is that I've never been able to form much of it in the way of a hobby or interest to enliven my usual routine. My schedule may have changed once I entered this school, but my mildly pathetic recreational habits remain much the same.
They just stare at the sky all the time.
He reads books, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And here we have a rare specimen, the dullest human being alive.
He wouldn't even date me.
Right?
I'm working through a calisthenics routine in the dorm lobby. Amine is providing helpful commentary.
She caught you masturbating. No, it's calisthenics.
Yeah. Existence is unendurably painful, and yet I can do nothing but go on living. Look, take the bong away from Machina, and the stage whispers
give me some.
and dramatic sighs are starting to get on my nerves. How about you just come over here and tell me off to my face? Doing calisthenics bright and early on a Saturday morning? Seriously? You're so lame I think I'm gonna puke. For reals, playa. I take it back. Do me a favor and stick to sniping behind my back. This is more infuriating than I had expected.
Seriously, do you really have nothing else to do? I think I can hold my stomach down, but watching this is pretty painful.
Amine squats down next to me as she speaks, her face full of pity. Give me a break here. It's better than sitting around doing nothing at all, don't you think?
Well,
No.
no, I guess. But it's Saturday. You only get one a week. Can't you come up with any other way to spend your free time?
This woman can be such a pain in the ass at times. Bringing my calisthenics to a halt for the moment, I stand up and turn to face Amine.
I'll be all out of shape all week now.
All right then, as you're clearly a professional woman of leisure, Miss Amine, please teach me exactly how to make delightful use of my Saturdays. I'm all ears.
Did he just call her a prostitute? A professional woman of leisure?
What?
That is the politically correct term now. Very simple question, Amine. How do you spend your own free time? Look, it ain't hard. He just wants the foremost expert on living every moment to the fullest. Weekend adventurer supreme, Suo Amine. To grace him with her thoughts on how to enjoy a day of delightful leisure.
Not you, too. What's with that cheap imitation anyway?
Adventure! Defloration. Ah, her flowers in full bloom.
Oh, God.
Oh, my lord.
Would it be okay for me to karate chop her in the nose at this point?
Probably not. You'd miss. You haven't done your calisthenics.
Don't ask me. So, how do you spend your weekends, Amine?
Oh, are we still talking about that?
Since you go around calling other people dull human beings, I'm sure you have some really interesting hobbies yourself, right? Spit it out. I'm sure they're perfect. Probably got a few cover articles in Adult Leisure magazine by now. Lay it on us.
Machina, you're gonna pay for this later. My hobbies are
Okay.
cleaning, laundry, and cooking, I guess.
I drop my hands abruptly onto Amine's shoulders.
Stop doing that to people.
I'm afraid you've made a serious mistake here, my friend. Please allow me to explain in detail. Oh, please don't.
Sorry. Okay, yes, I know, so please just stop it.
The things you just listed are not what we'd call hobbies.
No, please, say no more.
Firmly maintaining my grip on Amane as she squirms around violently, I stare into her eyes, plaster on a fake smile, and deliver a blow of truth. Those are chores!
Whoa! No! I know. Stop rubbing salt in my wounds.
Amane at last escapes from my grasp, collapsing to her knees. She hangs her head in shame. Machina trots over to Amane's side and gives her back a few commiserating thumps.
Machina looks so giant all of a sudden.
I think it's because
She's on
down
her
on her
knees,
knees.
but yeah, it's just weird.
That's what I was like, did she grow? She enlarged 2 sizes. Don't take it so hard, kid. I bet you'll find something worth living for one of these days. So for now, you just hang in there and be the very best housewife you can be, alright?
That karate chop is getting more tempting by the second.
Well, you're the one raising the girl. Discipline her as you see fit. Anyway, with this level of instruction, it doesn't seem likely I'm going to find myself a hobby worth being proud of anytime soon.
What are you all squawking about out here? Thanks so much for waking me up at the crack of dawn.
Why are you in your Sonic Adventure 2 pose? Michiru arrives on the scene. She's obviously been awake for several hours already. Probably thought our noise was a good excuse to be nebby.
What?
By the way, nebby
thanks.
would be Kansai slang for someone with a desperate need to stick their nose into other people's conversations. I've been picking up a bit of the stuff from Amane lately. Or it's that thing from Pokemon Sun and Moon that won't stay in its bag.
What?
She names it Nebby.
Oh, I had
and
no idea.
It escapes out of its bag all the time.
Yeah.
We were busy mocking...
No, that's
Oh.
me. We were busy mocking Yuuji for being a dull human being. The guy has no hobbies whatsoever.
Hobbies?
Yeah, I don't have anything particularly worthwhile to occupy my leisure time, which they decided to pester me about.
True. You don't seem like you have many interests. I kind of picture you locking yourself in your room, then doing push-ups and arm stands all weekend, using a single thumb.
Actually, that's kind of hot to think about.
I do use a single thumb, just not for that.
I understand what she means, but at that point, wouldn't it technically be a finger stand rather than an arm stand?
I actually do cock push-ups.
Yeah, actually. Chiru's got a hobby, though, touching herself.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, what the heck are you saying?
All right, that counts as a hobby? I'm putting that down on my resume. Well, when it comes to stuff I can picture Chiru doing on a daily basis, that's pretty much the only thing that comes to mind.
That always comes to my mind too. What?
Mookie!
Mookie, you don't know me. Of course I don't do that every single day. Not everyone in this place is a sex-crazed monkey, got it?
Not everyone, but there are some.
Point me in the direction. So, it's not a daily thing, huh? But I notice you don't deny doing it at all.
Well, hey, look. Can we not have this discussion in front of Yuuji?
No, go on.
Oh.
I'm just doing calisthenics.
Personally, I'm not ashamed to admit the truth. Why, just yesterday, I started thinking about Yuuji, and,
Stop that sentence right now. Also, that come hither voice is banned.
That's just my voice.
Oh, you gotta change it now.
Yuuji, talk some sense into this girl.
Sorry, but I'm enjoying it. What exactly am I supposed to say here?
Just tell her to stop talking about all this dirty stuff. This is messed up, right?
So, Chiru, how many times per week?
Ever gotten off to Yuuji? What sort of fantasy was it?
What is happening?
Man,
I masturbate every day!
this sounds fun. Are we discussing Michiru-sama's self-pleasuring habits?
We are indeed.
Ah, that's it. I'm gonna blow this whole building sky high. Michiru-sama, blowing up a structure this size would require significant expertise, as well as access to fairly powerful explosives.
And you're stupid.
I don't think it's a practical means of resolving your problems, whatever they may be. Yes, thanks so much. I did know that. I really wish you would stop taking every figure of speech literally. I apologize, Michiru-sama. Seemed like something you really might think of, because you're an idiot. No!
Try to keep it down, will you? Well, since I've come here, I guess my leisure time has been increasingly filled with this sort of boisterous, trivial chat. I don't know, it's a pretty good conversation.
Right? This is good information to have.
Even in that alone, I think I've gained something from entering this school. By the way, where's Sakaki? She hasn't been here for like a very long time. Considering the topic of our conversation, I don't think she'd be sticking around for long, even if she did drop by. But I haven't seen our box cutter girl even once today.
I really want to know how often she masturbates.
Does she use the box cutter?
Oh, God.
At a glance, her normal reserved seat, next to the pillar at the edge of the lobby, doesn't seem to have been disturbed recently.
She's out today.
Probably touching herself.
Yes, she left the dorm very early this morning, carrying a large tote bag.
How early are we talking about?
Well, I had only just got myself up, so a little after 5 a.m. perhaps?
Yeah, that's early any way you look at it, says the guy that gets up at 4 a.m.
I'm cooler than them.
It's one thing if you're a compulsive morning runner like myself, but most people aren't going to wake up at that hour on a Saturday. Grade schoolers with their radio exercises, or old men doing Tai Chi for their blood pressure, maybe?
Wonder what she had in that bag.
Explosives.
A good question. Perhaps it was packed full of spare box cutters.
That girl's a mystery as always. Didn't we already have this discussion, come to think of it? In this very place, if I remember correctly.
I don't know, it all kind of bleeds together.
And we've only been to like 3 places. We did, now that you mention it. Amine's words bring to mind the previous Sakaki incident, set off after a round of scary stories in the lobby. That affair shed light on one aspect of Sakaki's true nature, but not a particularly large or revealing one, and I haven't gained any further insights since. Sakaki's private life is as mysterious as always. As soon as we get back from school, she tends to lock herself up in her room. On the rare occasions she does poke her head outside, she actively evades any real attempts at conversation. Probably because they have the weirdest ass conversations.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to be in these conversations either.
No.
It's awkward.
Now there's a question. How about Sakaki? What does she do with her free time? I must know.
She leaves.
Yeah. I'm not that caught up on actually finding an answer to this question. But I can't deny that the contrast between the shameless openness of this bunch and Sakaki's cloak of secrecy leaves me slightly interested. Touching herself, maybe.
Can you please drop that subject already?
What blasphemy! Underneath the great and beautiful cycle of existence, the journey from the cradle to the grave, lies a foundation of sexual pleasure. The orgasm is life itself, you know.
Oh, Machina, where did we go wrong?
That's why they call it Little Death. I feel your pain, but this is reality. Grin and bear it, alright?
Le petit mort.
Maybe this is my fault. I think I may have to start wearing less revealing clothes. No!
Whoa, how did we get to this result?
So, anyway.
I thought we were all going to masturbate.
Right?
Yumiko's always got her nose in a book in the classroom, so wouldn't her hobby be reading?
No, apparently that doesn't count as a hobby.
No, of course
Because
not.
I also had that hobby.
I don't believe so. Huh? Why not? Sakaki-san's reading is frequently little more than a pretense. More often than not, she's merely going through the motions.
Of reading?
She doesn't know how to read.
Yes.
I've noticed her repeating the same few pages many times over.
Okay.
Sometimes she forgets even to turn the pages. It's not uncommon for her to be carrying the same book for quite some time.
You're observant, Sachi. Bizarrely so.
It's my hobby.
I mean, yeah.
Well, Maki-chan requested as much, so I spent quite some time watching Sakaki-san.
See, I review stuff logically, unlike you.
Yeah.
Wait, is she talking about that time we investigated Sakaki? Do you remember that
No.
event? With the eye plant?
Wasn't that Michiru? Oh, no, that was Sakaki.
I thought our mission wrapped up after we succeeded in startling the girl, exposing her scaredy cat nature and generally making life miserable for her.
Mission accomplished.
But apparently Sachi was still on observation duty, and you wonder why she avoids you guys.
Right.
Sachin's investigative skills are without peer, you know? I'm sure they are, so try not to waste them on stupid crap, alright? At any rate, it seems the bookworm theory is fairly dubious.
Maybe she practices knife tricks?
What, because of her box cutter thing? You're just being lazy now.
Come on, what else is there? There are exactly 4 things I ever see that girl doing. Walking, sitting, reading, and slashing around with her box cutter.
When you describe her that concisely, Sakaki really does seem quite the fearsome character, doesn't she?
Well, whatever. She's a human just like the rest of us. Except for you. Probably spends all her time hoarding porn.
Yeah, that's what we all do.
That's the only human.
I think we were talking about leisure time and hobbies here, but somehow the topic of discussion seems to have shifted to Sakaki's sex life. How did that happen exactly?
What are we, in an anime?
Seems natural enough for me. When you've got too much time on your hands and nothing to do with it, playing with yourself is the first thing that comes to mind, right?
Either way,
Sweetly!
I'll maintain a close eye on Sakaki-san and report any further developments.
You just like turn around and Makina's playing with herself in the corner. You guys are talking about it.
That's all I can think of now.
Okay, Sachi, that's not necessary. Really, truly not necessary.
Very well. In that case, I'll discontinue the operation.
The last thing we need is this nonsense leading to something troublesome and making things awkward in the dorm. No, see, this is the kind of thing like when you're in high school and the conversation, and you just sit there and you're like, what's this going to turn into?
Yeah, right. You're like, oh my god,
You're
what are
just
they going to
keeping
reveal?
dead silent because you don't
Yeah.
want to say anything and ruin it.
Right.
If Sakaki wants to talk, she'll do so in her own time. It's not like I have any pressuring need to know more about her, so I'm not going to pry when she wants to be left alone.
Oh, crap. I've got a load of laundry I forgot to put in the dryer. Gotta go, guys.
That's right, go do your chores. Right. Amane patters off toward her room. Sachi and Makina rise off the couch and follow suit. We also have laundry. But before I can get up myself, Michiru sidles up with an inquiring look on her face.
Why do you ask anyway? You want to know more about Yumiko?
No, not particularly. I only stuck around because I'd been planning to continue my calisthenics. But Michiru ignores my answer to her question, draws her own conclusions, oh gee, what's that like? And forges ahead with this one-sided excuse for a conversation.
Well, if you're that curious what she's getting up to, why don't you ambush her at the entrance one morning and ask? Not that I care.
I'm already losing my voice. That's not good.
I have better things to do with my time.
Huh? Were you just complaining that you have nothing to do with your time? Like all of 5 minutes ago?
If you want to talk down to me, I suggest you find a stepladder. Find a less self-indulgent hobby first, Michiru.
Oh my god! Will you drop that already? I'll end you. Michiru-sama, is that true? Touching yourself really is your hobby?
Well, life's a long and twisty road. Sometimes you have a phase like that. Play with yourself to your heart's content, my friend. Just try to work on thinking up something else to do with your life in between sessions.
Paper Mario! Would a bolt of thunder be so kind as to fall from the sky and fry this girl's mouth shut?
Clawing furiously at her blonde head, Michiru shrieks a desperate entreaty to the heavens. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Our discussion about Sakaki's private life was diverted into the usual headache-inducing nonsense before we could reach any real conclusions. Not that it was a topic of especially great interest to me in the first place. A few sets of push-ups later, and I've mostly forgotten about the whole thing. Yeah!
What an event.
Doop-boop-a-doop-boop. Think we'll see Yumiko now?
No.
Guess I'm up a bit early. What's early? 2 a.m.?
You are going to catch her this time.
Probably because yesterday had been a fairly light day. I found myself awake earlier than usual. It's not like that's a bad thing, though. More time for a little calisthenics before my run.
Yeah.
I'm all about the calisthenics now.
Well, you woke up early because you weren't worn out from your previous calisthenics.
Right. Hobbies, huh? As I run through my stretches, I find myself thinking about the conversation we had here yesterday. I guess dull is in fact an objectively appropriate word for someone who uses all his free time to exercise. From a conventional viewpoint, training your body might well qualify as a hobby of sorts, but in my case, I'm maintaining a tool I need for my profession. Training is just a part of the job for me.
I mean, the girls were talking about maintaining tools.
They sure were. So yes, I basically have no hobbies. I think my personality is mostly to blame. Nothing really tends to capture my interest that strongly, or for that long. On that point, I may have something in common with Sakaki. By all appearances, she keeps everything and everyone at arm's length, mainly because she's decidedly uninterested in learning more. Come to think of it, didn't they say Sakaki? With the sentence halfway out of my mouth, I sensed someone behind me and turned to face them.
Why are you talking
Whoa!
out loud?
Yeah. Sakaki's standing by the entrance staring at me in surprise. There's a bulky tote bag lying at her feet. I can tell at a glance that it's stuffed full of various items. I catch a glimpse of thin wooden objects sticking out of the top.
You're early.
She's an architect.
Oh my god.
For what?
I mean, you woke up early, of course.
Could be kendo sticks.
At this point, the conversation from yesterday comes to mind again.
Do you touch yourself?
Not that I care.
The others mentioned Sakaki's habit of leaving the dorm early in the morning by herself. Apart from the large bag she always carries on these trips, no one has any clues as to what she's getting up to.
She's a drug mule.
Not that I'm particularly interested, but the flow of the conversation seems to call for a little light probing. You're up early yourself, Sakaki. Where are you off to? I tried to phrase the question pretty casually. I mean, whatever. Casual. I'm breezy. It certainly did.
Say you're breezy.
Negates the breezy. It certainly didn't sound too pushy coming out of my mouth. I honestly was just trying to draw her into a little small talk, but...
Ellipsis.
Sakaki purses her lips for a moment before she speaks.
It seems to me that what I do is no one's business but my own.
The sentence she finally fires off somehow manages to be simultaneously sharp and blunt. What we've got here, Sakaki, is a failure to communicate.
What are you talking about?
I asked, where are you off to? And you responded, what I do is no one's business. I mean, that's the answer to a slightly different question.
Got her. Now she has to answer.
Oh boy.
You are insufferable, and I hate you.
You were probably feeling self-conscious about whatever it is you are going off to do and ended up mishearing what I was asking.
You have a very unpleasant habit of picking at people's words.
Sadly, it's not really a habit. I was born this way. Can't change
I'm on
it.
the right track, baby.
Anyway, please drop the subject. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, I won't ask you about this again.
What?
Sakaki's face fills with genuine confusion. She's clearly surprised by this ready concession to her demand.
All right, I'll be on my way.
Yep, see you later. Sorry to bother you.
Totally not going to follow you or anything.
As Sakaki heads up for the exit, I turn around and begin my calisthenics again. But as I'm sitting on the floor and beginning to stretch out my arms, I realize that I haven't heard her leave the building yet. What's up? Checking out my delts. You need something?
Are you sure you bought tickets to the gun show?
It's nothing.
Sakaki throws open the door in apparent irritation and immediately leaves the dorm. Whoa!
Talk about fishy.
She hasn't bathed in weeks.
What on earth could she be up to?
I want to know what she's got in that bag.
I still think it's spare weapons.
What were you watching? You've got too much time on your hands. Go masturbate. Within seconds of Sakaki's exit, the other four emerge from their hiding places around the lobby. Don't tell me you actually went out of your way to wake up early so you could watch her leave. I totally didn't do that. Amine does her best impression of a mischievous child caught with one hand in the cookie jar. It's kind of unpleasant to watch.
You know, after that discussion yesterday, I kinda couldn't help myself.
It seems everyone had similar thoughts.
Get it together, Yuuji. If you'd pushed a little there, Yumiko obviously would have spilled the beans. And I love beans.
Sorry, but I'm just not that interested.
I like flicking them.
In the first place, if it was something Sakaki would feel comfortable talking about, I'm sure she would have responded differently to my casual question. That blunt refusal to talk probably means she has her reasons for keeping her activities to herself. I'm not so irrepressibly curious as to pester her on a sensitive topic, especially when she's not going to reveal anything anyway, at least today. That bag is the key! I bet she's got folding angel wings and weird glow sticks and a wig in there.
That's real specific. Is that something you have?
Yumi-chan's going out to cosplay in secret. Ho? Your grounds for this deduction?
You know, those super early cosplay
Yeah.
events.
Well, she's such a boring, quiet character normally, you know? Only boring people cosplay. I'm sure she wants to let her hair down on the weekends. But she already wears it long, right? Hence, a bright pink wig. Elementary. What you think? Amine, if you'd be so kind as to shut her up now.
Daddies who push all the discipline onto mommy tend not to live happy marriages, you know.
Oh, yeah, call me that again.
What shall we do, Kazami-san? If you'd like to reinitiate the surveillance operation, I can get it started right away.
No, I don't think there's any reason to put your ninja skills to the test today. Damn it!
Come on, that's no fun.
If you want to know that badly, Michiru, go tail her yourself. 1-on-1.
Ugh.
Send Michiru on a mission like that, and I think it'll come to bare steel within minutes.
I believe this will end in tears and blood. I'm concerned for your safety, Michiru-sama, but I feel bound to respect the path you have chosen to walk. I will strengthen my resolve.
We'll get over it quickly. We don't really like you.
I will weep for you for 1 minute.
I didn't say a single freaking thing about doing this. Don't strengthen your resolve until I tell you it needs strengthening. Got it?
It'll be okay. Chiru, you got lives to spare. She might cut you into 3 pieces or so, but within moments, the segments will begin their new lives as Neo, Michiru, A, B, and C.
Am I a planarian machina? Don't answer
I'm surprised you knew what I was talking about.
that. The answer is no. I am not a
I
planarian.
completely forgot about planarians.
I don't even know what
It's
that is.
that worm that like you can
Oh,
cut and
that-
it just...
it becomes other worms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Look, I'd really like to exercise at some point, if you don't mind. I don't want to get fat. Yo.
So,
Later that same day, shortly after finishing my outdoor training, I happened to be doing some cool-down exercises in the dorm lobby just as Sakaki returns. You've been all day?
right?
She's holding her bag in the shadow cast by her own body as if consciously trying to hide it from view. Sorry about this morning. First off, an apology for my earlier rudeness seems called for. Right. Sakaki offers a vague non-response, squirming awkwardly where she stands. Alright, I'll see you later. I turn away and restart my calisthenics. But Sakaki doesn't move a muscle. You just gotta pretend like you don't care about her.
Right?
It's
It works.
Sakaki?
Just gotta neg him.
When I call out to her for the second time, Sakaki flinches in surprise, then shoots me a fierce glare.
It's nothing at all. Just leave it be.
Clearly talking to herself rather than me, she stomps off in the direction of her room. Well, after Sakaki's vanished from view, I'm still staring after her. The girl might not have said much of anything to me just now, but it's obvious that she's strangely tense. Wonder if something's wrong. As I'm puzzling over the matter, a certain woman of unusual proportions,
This huge bitch.
a huge bitch, appears out of nowhere.
Kinda seemed like Sakaki-san wanted to talk there, from what I saw.
Amine approaches me with a knowing smirk on her face. Oh yeah, I didn't get that feeling personally.
That's because you're fundamentally thick-headed, Yuuji.
Rather than sitting on the sofa, Amine drops herself cross-legged onto the ground, drawing her like a sim. Drawing her face close to me as I exercise, as if to give me a whiff of her perfume, she continues.
You put the table too close to the couch so they get up to it and they're like, Mom!
Yeah.
So what do you think? Got a little bit more interested in Sakaki-san?
Sorry, exactly what in the conversation just now suggested that to you?
That apathetic attitude of yours seemed kind of tactical, you know? Like you were trying to wait Sakaki-san out, frustrate her into talking to you first.
That's what I said.
How dare you reveal my secrets?
I don't know about you, but I don't approach my relationships with other people as if they were a fish I'm trying to catch.
Oh, come on now. That's not me either. I'm all about the frontal attacks. Fits my personality much better,
I can tell.
you know?
True, full frontal certainly seems more plausible in your case. Sorry I misjudged you.
I don't think you even mean for it to happen half the time. Yuuji... Wait, what? That's a comma. Okay, I'm very
Yeah.
confused. Like, I keep thinking that's a period. But you really know how to make people want to hit you.
Sadly, I was born this way. I'm not going to change. I'm just going to use that as an excuse to be an ass the rest of my
Right?
life.
I do wonder what's going on with Sakaki-san. Doesn't rejecting everyone around you get kind of lonely and painful?
Well, I guess being alone is the less painful choice sometimes.
Hmm? The end.
The
of
next
that.
day.
That's a good time to stop the episode.
Oh, okay.
We're done for today.
Yeah!
Thanks, Principal.
Her name is Eileen.
I was like, is it? I'm kind of dumb. I had to think for a second.